what makes conservation work, and it's basically three things. It's the object, it's the knowledge that you acquire over here, and it's the skills that you need to apply to the object, which can be either manual skills, because you need to actually work on the object, or there can be skills that are in the context of the professionalism of conservators, so you need to be able to use microscopes, be able to take photographs of professional quality. And I think our students in this year's exhibition have done extraordinarily well.
The alligator behind me is my third year final project. I decided to work on taxidermy primarily because of my third year placement that I did at the Natural History Museum, which was really fantastic, opened my eyes to that kind of thing, and I just decided I wanted to work on a really large, well, as large as I could afford, animal.
Well, this piece actually was acquired by my father. We're avid antique collectors, and he happened to come across it in an antique shop. The rim of the vase was damaged and it had been badly filled by a previous conservator, and also there was several breaks on the neck which needed to be broken down and then put back together.
The university not only provides a wide-ranging student experience, but also encourages extracurricular activities.
Well, in first year I was a rower for the University of Lincoln, and I was the first women's crew to go on the Women's Head of the River on the Thames. So that was a great achievement to be in the 8.
My Natural History Museum placement was incredibly important for me, not only in cementing in my mind my interest in natural history conservation, but also because it's all, for some of us it's the first time you've been outside of the lab. You spent the previous 2 years sort of accumulating these skills, and it's the first time you get to apply them. So as a learning curve in that respect, it was very, very valuable.
Well, we're on the HMS Belfast. We're actually restoring this from scratch. When we got to it, I don't think it had really been touched since the 70s, so it had a lot of debris and piles of machinery and paint cans. We've got 2 pictures kind of forward and aft of the room after it was redone in the 1950s, and we're kind of working on them, but they're in black and white, so we can predict, but it's good to be sure. So we've got some of the original kind of paint schematics for the ship, so we look at them as well, and also just to be really sure, we uncover small sections of the paint and see what's underneath in the different paint layers to make sure that we've got the right colour. We've had a lot of practical at Lincoln, which is really nice. We really do get our hands dirty. On placement, you kind of see what it's like to interact in a museum. It's really fantastic, definitely, because this room was a bit of, I mean, you walked in, you could barely walk in, and just the colour, it was something, oh, it wasn't good. So to see it now, and it looks so clean, and to see some of the finer details coming out in kind of the circuit boards and the brass work, it's really nice to see.
The fascinating situation of the conservation and restoration department is that we not only have the academic side, but we also have a commercial enterprise which is called Quick Smith. There is work involved in treating the locations that they have been researching, and that is a fantastic opportunity for our students to actually be involved in a commercial setting, applying the experience that they have from the course within the commercial context. I can say for myself that I find conservation a very interesting and fascinating profession, and I can only recommend it.